Hey there, I'm Leslie, Noah's mom from Recovering Noah, and this is my first video blog. And the reason I'm doing this is because we have been in Austin all week with at Halo for Noah's autism camp, and we don't have a laptop or an iPod or anything like that, so I have not had access to email or the computer or anything. And I have some really super gigantic mega news to let you all know, and the thought of sitting down and writing it all, number one, is exhausting. Number two, it would take forever because I can't blog what I want to blog without the kids interrupting. And so Simeon has occupied the kids, and so this is going to be short and sweet, just a few minutes, but I can get all of it out in a way that I don't think that I can type it out. So our really big news is that on Thursday night, Noah met Anoop from American Idol. And so this has been a dream of ours for him to meet him, and a dream of Noah's, and thanks to Anoop and Mike McQuaid, who is also aka Cliffhanger fan, who on YouTube, who posts all the YouTube videos, and is Steve McQuaid's dad, who was the president of the Cliffhangers last year. Thanks to all of them, and to the awesome tour manager, Kevin, we got to meet Anoop, and Noah got to meet Anoop and go to the concert. And so anyway, we back when the tickets went on sale, we decided not to get the tickets because it was going to cost too much money for all 5 of us to go, and we had to make a decision. It was going to end up with travel, because we've been in Austin all week. We'd have to drive back to Austin and back, and with gas and food and tickets and accessible seating and all that stuff, it was going to cost about $500. And I think when you have a kid, when you have kids in general, but especially kids with special needs, where there's a lot of expenses, you have to make that choice of where the money's going to go. And so we decided to put it towards therapy. A lot of guilt on our part, because we knew that Noah would really like to meet Anoop. And we had to make that decision. And so we sort of didn't tell Noah about the concert, hoping that he would forget about it. And we just didn't bring it up. But Wednesday night, when we were in Austin, we got a call from Mike McQuaid, who rocks, by the way. Thank you very much, Mike. Saying that he and Steve and everyone had been in touch with Anoop, and Anoop was able to get us 2 tickets for me and Noah, plus tickets to the pre-show signing and the after party. And all we had to do was just get there. And so on Thursday, well, I told Noah, who, by the way, got so excited, literally would run into the walls and fall down giggling. He was so hyper and so excited about it. It was awesome to watch. I wish I'd gotten my video camera for that, actually. But we drove down there. Noah and I drove down there to Dallas on Thursday. Everything was perfect. We get there. There are tickets waiting for us. Kevin, the tour manager, who I've already said is awesome. He's phenomenal. I mean, love this guy. Sweetest, biggest heart ever. I mean, he's super. We called him. He left his number. We called him. He met us. He escorted us back. Super nice to Noah, and he took us backstage, where everybody's getting their hair and makeup done. And later on, he told me he did this because he thought that Anoop might be back there. And sure enough, I'm pushing Noah in his stroller, and here comes Anoop. Super tall, by the way. And it was really cool. And Noah did smile. I mean, that was my biggest thing. I was like, oh, is he going to smile? And he did. He totally smiled. And then he went back to playing with his car that he brought. And then he looked at Anoop and he smiled again. And it was great. And I thought, if the night just ends right now, this would be perfect. But it didn't end. It was just so neat. We got to see everybody backstage, and then he took us to our seats. And my biggest worry the whole time is that Noah has to stay in a stroller a lot of times when we're in public, because if you have a kid with autism, you know that a lot of them are runners. They're escape artists, and they'll escape, and Noah's a runner. But also, he will sometimes just fall to the floor, dead weight, can't move him. And I'm terrified of losing him because he can't talk, and he can't really respond if I call his name. And so he stays in a special stroller. And so I was really nervous this whole time, appreciative of the seats, but really scared, what if we get, right in the middle in the bleacher seats, and there's people around, and what is he going to do, and he won't be in the stroller? Man, and Kevin just, took us all the way around. We were on the ground floor, and where all the seats are set up, not the bleacher seats, but where the folding seats are. And he took us back to the sound booth where the sound people were. and it was barricaded in, okay, and there were like maybe 10 chairs, 4 people in there, and then Noah and I got the back row, and there were 4 chairs, and it's just me and Noah, and the sound people were awesome. I mean, everybody was phenomenal, and they're like, hey man, yeah, we could just move the chair and slide, you know, the stroller in, and we did, and so Noah was able to sit in the stroller the whole time, and if he wanted to get out of the stroller and dance, which he did a lot, then he was able to do that, and we didn't have to worry about him escaping because we were blocked in. I mean, it was like, I was telling Mike on the phone when I called to thank him exuberantly, I was like, it's like it's orchestrated by God. Seriously, everything just, it was just amazing, you know? And so Noah loved it. He loved it. Like, a lot of kids with autism have sound issues, like, you know, very sensitive to sound, and they cover their ears and they rock back and forth and hum and stuff. Man, Noah didn't have a problem at all. It was like he had hit the, you know, Disney World jackpot. You know, he had hit the mother lode. It was just, he was so excited. He had a grin on his face the whole time. The only time he got mad was when Lil Rounds came out, and she started singing, I can't remember the name of the song, but she started singing the song, and Noah started like shaking his head and banging his head and kicking his feet in his stroller, and I couldn't figure it out why. And then I realized that she's singing a song that Anoop sings on the Claphangers Time Out CD, a Mary J. Blige song. And Noah's like, that's not your song, that's a Anoop song. And he was so mad, and I had to explain to him, and then he calmed down. And then she sang Single Ladies, which totally redeemed her, because Noah got up and boogied, like actual boogied to Single Ladies. It was brilliant. And then Anoop came on, and the first song he sang was You're Always on My Mind. And Noah just, I picked him up so he could see. Oh, I'm gonna cry, dang it, I'm gonna cry. This is not supposed to happen. Noah had the best smile on his face. It was just so beautiful. And the whole time that he kept singing that song, because that was Noah's favorite song. If you've ever seen the YouTube videos of Noah watching Anoop, Always on My Mind is the one where he's just like totally mesmerized. And Noah had this gorgeous smile on his face. And the whole time he sang, Noah just kept leaning over and just kissing me. Over and over, just kissing me. Like, he was just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know? Like, you're the best mom. This is fantastic. And I had nothing to do with it, you know? But Noah just, it's like, it's like everything was just normal. You know? And there's no autism, and no cerebral palsy, and nothing. He was just normal, and he was just a kid at his first concert, watching his favorite singer perform. And he was so happy. You know? It was fantastic. Anyway, and then he, Anoop sang another song, and I can't even remember what it was, because I was so overcome with emotion with Noah. And then he sang My Prerogative. And I had to tell you a story about My Prerogative. And you know what? This video is getting really long, isn't it? It might have been quicker for me to type it out.